Hi everyone, welcome back to another Coffee with a Former Player. Before we get to the video, I'd just like to give a special thanks to John Cross of the Former Players Association. As many of you may know, John was unfortunately taken into hospital and he has had a triple heart bypass operation. I believe he's had that now and he's in recovery, so I'm wishing him all the best in the world. I hope you recover, John. John's been a great help to me arranging this video, and as I've said many times, it's very hard to get hold of these former players, especially ones that can come along to a match that live locally in Blackpool. So John's been a great help and I couldn't have done this video without him. So thank you very much, John. Hope, as many other Blackpool fans do as well, hope you have a speedy recovery and we see you at Bloomfield Road really soon, and I hope you get to see this video. This season I decided to make a change with the channel. We're not allowed to film match footage, but I thought it'd be interesting if I brought a guest along with me, especially a footballer. So I had this idea to get the season ticket this season, a spare seat for a former player to come and join me, watch the match, give his opinions, and it would be a bit like going to the match with my dad, who I do miss going with him. He was such a good footballer. He used to see things that I didn't see, and it was always interesting, and I thought this might be interesting for you. And I also wanted to meet these former players, have a little interview with them, take them for coffee, and they can tell you all about the life. So that's what this video is going to be all about. I have got a guest in this week. He's called Graham Oates, played for Blackpool years and years ago. It's going to be fun. Let's go meet him. Right, so I'm just outside Cost Coffee waiting for Graham to arrive. He's due here about 1 o'clock. Hi Graham, how are you doing? All right. Right, we're going to go and get a coffee and have a little chat about your career. Thank you.
Americano and a iced latte.
Oh, you do the honours. Hiya Graham, former Blackpool player, born in 1943. When did you first start getting into football?
I didn't play football until I went to senior school. I started playing around Scunthorpe, of all places.
Yeah.
And by the time I was 14, Scunthorpe United had signed me for their junior team under 18s.
Right.
My father and uncle and my elder brother had all played part-time or amateurs for Scunthorpe United, so it was inevitable that I ended up there.
Right.
And then eventually I played, whilst I was 15, I played for Scunthorpe Reserves against full-time professionals. I don't know how I managed that, but I did. And then I didn't want to stay in Scunthorpe because it was not a particularly good place to stay. Or even though my family were there, I wanted really to get away from Scunthorpe. It was surrounded completely by iron and steel works. And it was horrible, filthy and everything. So I asked for a trial at Blackpool when I was 15, and as soon as I left school at 16, I came to Blackpool on trial with 300 others.
Oh, wow.
They opened a pitch, they kept a pitch open on Stanley Park.
Right.
And this was in 1960.
Right.
And we played a series of games with 300 trialists, and for some unknown reason they wanted to sign me. Possibly because I had experience at Scunthorpe with playing against professionals.
Right.
And I was a bit quick, I had a bit of speed, so I wasn't so bad. And most of all, I could kick with my left foot. That did help. So I came in 1960 and they offered me an apprenticeship. I was Blackpool's first named apprentice.
Wow.
Because before that, they put you on the ground staff. But they still wanted me to train part-time on a Tuesday and Thursday and sweep up the ground after a match and work on the ground. And I don't know how I dare say it, but I said, look, I've come here to play football. If you want me to play football, I'll play football.
Right.
But I am not going to be a labourer at the same time. I said, I've trained with Scunthorpe United for the last 2 years And in the summer, in school holidays, I always trained with Scunthorpe United. And so they offered me an apprenticeship, not an apprenticeship, yeah, it was an apprenticeship, at £5 a week.
Wow, big money then.
And I thought to myself,
what were the wages then, Graham? Like
well,
an average
the wages, the average wage would be about 15 for a full-time professional, 15, 20 pounds.
Like, wages for normal people.
The average wage for a footballer was about the same as a skilled guy at British Aerospace or...
Yeah.
And they offered me £5 a week, and I thought, well, they wouldn't pay me digs, and they were at least £4 a week.
My God.
So I was left with £1, and I thought, no way.
Yeah.
I said I might as well go back to Scunthorpe, get a job, a clerical job in the works, and play part-time football.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm sorry, I'll go and get another trial somewhere else.
Right.
Anyway, they came back and offered me another £3, 7 and 6.
Was that enough to sway you?
So that persuaded me.
£8. Yeah.
And so I played as an apprentice, but I trained with the first team, the first team squad. So I was okay, but it was strange really. But you didn't make a lot of money, particularly at Blackpool.
No, I still don't think they do really, do they?
But I was so pleased because Blackpool was a wonderful place in the 70s. It was a fantastic place.
Yeah.
60s and 70s, marvellous place. So I've no regrets whatsoever.
No.
Signing for Blackpool.
I know quite a few of the footballers actually bought hotels, while they were here and became hoteliers. There's a few of them did that.
I was lucky really.
Yeah.
If remember Bill Perry who scored the winning goal in the 53 cup. He was a left winger.
Right.
And he just, he was getting on a bit in life, in football life. And he just had another cartilage out. And having had the experience at Scunthorpe, I managed to get in the reserves.
Yeah.
And in those days, the reserves, it was a tremendous league. You were playing against internationals, full-times, every week at the big clubs. And so it was a great experience. And I learnt so much from that. And then when I was 17, I made my debut for Blackpool and played a few first team games. And of course the great Sir Stanley Matthews was in the team. He was just, I have to tell everybody that he was 47 and I was 17 and I played the last few games.
Wow.
But Stan played at Blackpool, which was an absolute privilege.
Yeah.
I mean,
was he still good at 47?
Oh, he was quicker.
Was he?
He was quicker than me, certainly.
At 47?
At 47, he was way in front of his time.
Yeah.
For fitness. He was incredible.
I don't even think, well, they don't last that long even now, do they?
No, he was absolutely incredible and he was so dedicated.
He was a fitness fanatic, wasn't
Fitness fanatic, diet, everything about him was for fitness. But what a wonderful fella as well.
Yeah.
He was so modest.
Yeah.
And he had nothing to be modest about. He was the best player ever in England. And I was so privileged to play with him. And of course, Jimmy Armfield, my old pal Jimmy, was already playing for England.
Yeah.
So I had some great times, and I learnt so much from previous players. And at that time, there was the 53 team that won the cup. There were still 3 or 4 of them still at Blackpool who was playing in the reserves. So, and they were dedicated Blackpool players.
Yeah.
And they helped me. There was Jackie Moody and so many others that were really wonderful people that got me going and taught me an awful lot.
Yeah.
Gave me a few rollickings as well.
Yeah, I can imagine,
But they were wonderful people.
Yeah.
And,
what were the crowds like then, back then? What sort of the size of the crowd?
The crowds, normally would be about 17,000, 18,000.
Yeah.
But there were so many local derbies.
Yeah.
You had Preston, Blackburn, Burnley, Bolton, Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Everton. When you played against them at Bloomfield Road, you thought you were playing away because there was more away
thousands,
spectators. Yeah. It was a great atmosphere.
So the North Stand still had its roof on then and everything, didn't it? It was still a roof. It had a roof on then. So I remember it.
The Cop.
Yeah, the Cop.
Yeah.
Well, no, the Cop would still be
Yeah.
there then. Yeah.
I can tell you a story there. There were 92 concrete steps up the Cop.
Right. Take it you ran up them quite a lot, didn't you?
Well,
92.
Yeah, I'll tell you later on. I'll tell you a story about. Oh, I know about.
Oh, tell me about it.
Okay, well,
yeah.
We were in New Zealand. We were in '66.
Yeah.
We went on a tour to New Zealand. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And the first game there, I twisted my knee.
Oh, okay.
And not too badly.
Yeah.
Not too badly, but I thought I'm going to get sent home here.
Yeah.
To get it sorted out.
Yeah.
But we had a very dedicated trainer, and we were in New Zealand, and we moved on every 2 days, and he managed to get me in the hospitals for treatment.
Oh.
And then when we got back, he says, right, you've got to strengthen your muscles.
Yeah. Doing that.
Your quads, got to strengthen them.
Yeah.
He said, hop up these steps. So within a week, I could hop up 92 steps of the Cup.
Wow.
And that's how I know there's 92 steps on the Cup.
You did it so many times.
Yeah.
You hopped up. What's your best goal?
I think probably the best goal I scored was against Spurs at Bloomfield Road.
Right, okay.
I hit this ball, it came alongside me, and I hit it, and I never felt it leave my foot. And it shot past Pat Jennings, who was probably one of the best goalkeepers at the time.
Wow.
And he never moved. It's just one of those goals you hit.
Yeah, like a bullet. Just
like a bullet, and then I scored. Same against Leeds and Bolton, 25-yarders. But I don't remember the close goals.
No.
That you just put in.
Yeah, the tap-ins.
Yeah, the tap-ins. But I managed to score against most of the top goalkeepers, funnily enough. Gordon Banks, who to me was the greatest goalkeeper ever, probably.
Scored past Gordon Banks.
We put one past Gordon.
And,
so I was quite proud of 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. Yeah.
But it's such a long time ago.
Who was Gordon Banks playing for at that time?
He was playing for Leicester at the time, and then he went to Stoke. But it's such a long time ago. I'm surprised that anybody remembers to be playing.
remembers anything. Did you enjoy the training side? What was your favourite?
Well,
were you a good trainer? Or...
No.
No.
Sometimes you didn't feel like training.
Yeah.
But other times you felt worse.
Right.
No. No, it was good. The camaraderie with the players was brilliant.
Yeah. Who was the best trainer, would you say? Apart from
without
Matthews,
a doubt, and probably the best player Blackpool's ever had, Alan Ball.
Yeah.
He was his skill, but his fitness was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Terrific player, and I still say today that if Bally hadn't have been playing, we'd have never have won the World Cup.
No.
He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
His fitness, and without a doubt, he was tremendous.
He was always destined for better things, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Not as good as a manager, but not following as a manager, but as a player, he was incredible. Shame, like never got to see those. For I mean, I have my heroes.
Yes.
And there has been some, players that I really, really like, but not those world stars that you used to get. You used to get them. So, were you left-footed or right-footed?
That's anybody's guess, to be quite honest.
Right. Okay.
I could play with either. I could kick with either foot, and as I say, every manager I played for, used to say, well, it's just as bad with either foot. So, but when I was playing at Wigan, I used to take the corners on either side, on both sides.
Right.
And used to swing them in because you could...
you could swing them in either.
You could challenge the goalkeeper in those days. The game's changed completely.
Yeah. Players go down.
There's so much that couldn't happen in my day.
Yeah.
That you've got to accept as the modern day football.
Yeah.
You would never get time on the ball.
Yeah.
In my day, they'd be in at you, and they could tackle you without the referee stopping the game and taking your name.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Would you have liked to sort of play today with all the money and the fame and everything, or
Well, of course.
the wages would have been great?
yeah, of course you would, but I'm very philosophical over this because you only have one time in life
Yeah.
and you've got to make the best of it
Yeah.
while you're there. You don't get a second chance. So
No.
that's life, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
life. So you just get on with it.
So when you retired from football, what did you go on to do then? Did you stay in football, or did you?
No,
No.
many mistakes in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I went into the license trade. I did a few courses,
Right.
and big mistake really. I got a job as bars manager at the Guildhall in Preston, which was a very, very good entertainment complex at the time. It was full going, and I managed to get the bars manager's job there, but I was working 80 hours a week, and I never had any home life or anything like that. And I stuck it for 18 months, and I thought, no, this is not for me anymore, and gave my notice in. And I was applying for jobs, and really all I could get was clerical jobs. I'd had a reasonable education, so I could get clerical jobs. And the manager at British Aerospace, Wharton, came up and said, I was just finishing at Wigan at the time, and he said, I want you to play for British Aerospace. I said, yeah.
For their team?
For their team. They were in the West Lancs.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm applying for jobs. I don't know what I'm doing, so I won't sign for you, but I'm just applying for jobs because I don't know where I'll be or what I'll be doing. So he kept coming round and saying, and I thought, hello, I wonder if there's any jobs going at British Aerospace. And he went round, he asked around, he said, no, there's no jobs going. I said, that's okay, nothing lost. I'll keep applying for jobs. And then he came up one day, he says, I've got you an interview for a job.
Oh, okay.
I said, oh, British Aerospace? He said, yes. He said, yeah, you've got an interview on Monday morning.
Right.
So I thought, this is rather strange. I said, I've never been in a factory in my life. I know an aeroplane has wings, and that's
That's
it.
about it, yeah.
So I went, and it couldn't happen today. It could not happen today, no way. I went to this interview thinking, well, if I ask the questions, it'll divert my lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And so I went in, he said, come in, sit down. And he said, and his first question was, when can you start?
Oh.
And I was quite taken aback with this. And so I started at British Aerospace.
Right. What do you do there then?
I was
Build planes.
in logistics,
Oh.
which was clerical, really.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I was with the shop floor, the real guys at British Aerospace.
Yeah, the ones that really built the plane.
So I worked with the shop floor.
Oh.
And I thought, well, this will do me for till I get another job.
Yeah.
And such as it was, I stayed for 26 years.
Oh, wow. That's very great.
It was they're a wonderful firm to work for. They're a great firm.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it was I made so many good friends.
Yes.
And still have them, and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So And 26 years later, I retired.
You did mention that there's something really special about Blackpool and playing for Blackpool, because we do seem to get some, the players, and hopefully you'll see it today, are really starting to bond together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is it just because we're out on a limb, do you think, Blackpool and people stay in Blackpool, or is it just a place?
I think it's the place. I say in the 60s and 70s, it was an absolutely wonderful place.
Yeah.
And
It
for me,
still is.
yeah.
It still is.
And for me, coming from Scunthorpe, it was fantastic. I
Yeah.
loved every minute.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want to leave. When I did leave after 8 years,
Yeah, you went on to play for, where did you go after that? After Blackpool, you went to
Grimsby.
Grimsby, yeah. Grimsby's another seaside, well, it's near
No.
Cleethorpes. It's not as nice as Blackpool. You still keep in touch with Blackpool and the Former Players Association. Can you tell me a little bit? I see you wearing the badge.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate, really, because they get us all together and we're doing all kinds of things. And to see your old friends and manage to see the game as well,
Yeah.
it's a bonus.
Yeah.
And they really look after us
Yeah.
and do a great job.
Who looks after that for you?
That's John Cross.
Oh, John,
He's-
Crossy,
John
yeah.
is absolutely a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
I call him the Emperor.
The
I call him the Emperor. He looks
Yeah.
after us so well.
He's lovely, isn't he?
He's a smashing guy.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be part of it.
Yeah, well, that's really good. And they do invite you down to games now and again, and you get to go in the sponsors' lounge and all that sort of
Yes,
stuff.
that's right.
Yeah, it's
And
a treat.
you meet up with the supporters as well,
Yeah,
which helps. And
Yeah.
just to keep in touch.
they're a good team today, Charlton. It's not going to
Yeah.
be easy, this. So yeah, I'm looking forward
But
to
we've
it.
had some good results.
Yeah, we have had.
But the only thing is with Blackpool,
Yes.
we always slip up at home.
We do. We didn't last season, but we are this season. It's a shame.
Yeah. The old curse is there again.
Well, Steve Bruce's interview said he's sick of drawing, so we actually told him that I think we've done five draws on the bounce, and that's
right.
That's the worst ever. Blackpool have never drawn 5 home games in the history, so he wasn't very happy about that. So he moved on to
we used to lose them all.
Right, thanks. Let's get off to the match. Oh, before I go, thank you very much if you're watching this. I'm going to put a little QR code in the bottom, and you can actually buy me a coffee. There'll be a little link there for us. So if you want to support the channel for what we do, just scan the QR code and you can buy me a coffee.